So as you know, as I'm looking at the Knott's Berry Farm sign right now, today is officially the start of the Boysenberry Festival. It will end on April 12th. Don't they usually start this like in late March or even beginning of April? If I remember correctly, I think there's an extension. There's usually like an extension date. So if originally it's close to, if it gets pretty close to finishing up, that month, then they usually would have, like an extension for, I think, the next couple of weeks or so, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, for the most part, today is the start of the Boysenberry Festival. And as you know, today, ironically enough, it is Friday the 13th for the second straight month in the year. I'm trying to remember the last time we had 2 Friday the 13ths in 1 year. Yeah, it would have to probably be like well over a decade ago, but yeah, so because Friday the 13th happened in February and there's no leap year, then it explains why we have a second and even a second straight Friday the 13th, not wishing anyone any bad luck. That's because of this very day. And also a month ago from this day, exactly Friday the 13th, was my game 11 of my shoot-around season finals. Yeah. And yep, and I won it all. Yet to do my trophy presentation. That's supposed to happen tomorrow in my home park. So, Russ is said to feel a little bit better, and hopefully he'll show up. And I don't know about Ray, but we'll see. But anyways, yeah. So that's supposed to happen tomorrow, and hopefully it does. It's not going to be that hot. Next week is going to be pretty darn hot. So, yeah. I mean, and I'm talking about like, over 95, at least in the later part of the week. So, anyways, I just want to touch on this very quickly. As you know, the Lakers are playing the Nuggets tomorrow here. Not in Denver. We already played them in Denver twice, and we won one of those games, and that's the one without Jokic. And right now they're going to be facing off tomorrow here at 5:30, right? So yeah, on this day, I remember, what was it, back in 2018? I know I love to reflect on this because. This is the day where I went to that Laker game. I got off early, I think. No, wait, was I off? No, I was off, yeah. So yeah, I was off on that day, and then me and Julio went to see the Laker game at then Staples Center, right? This was in 2018 on this very day. I think it was on a Tuesday, and we faced the Nuggets, and we got our tickets like a couple of months in advance. And if I remember correctly, that Lakers team, was it 2018 Lakers? We were slated to be one of the worst teams in the league, just after Kobe retired, right? We had a lot of youth in that team. I remember Julius Randle. I think, if I'm not mistaken, he was probably in his second year at that time. But I think because the following season, No, not following the previous season, where he was supposed to make his debut. I think he was injured, and so he didn't get a chance to play, I think. And then I think, I'm trying to remember this correctly, or I must have mistaken it with somebody else. I believe this was his second year, and boy, was he doing so good, man. He was a monster, man. And who else did they have that time? I think we had. I don't know if AC Fresh was there at that time. I'm talking about Caruso, Brandon Ingram. I'm trying to remember. I know Brook Lopez was there, and he didn't really contribute much, honestly. So yeah, and that game we watched on this day, this was well after the trade deadline, and after the All-Star break. No, wait, who do we get after the All-Star break? Oh yeah, Isaiah Thomas from the Celtics, and boy was he a difference maker. Coming out of the All-Star break, we were winning like 5 out of the next 7 games or something like that. We won 5 in a row, and it looked like by then, it kept my hopes up. It gave me so much hope. As a Laker fan, I'm like, oh man, we're starting to win finally, and it looked like we're not that far off from the playoff picture. But back then, before the play-in tournament was inserted, we only had the playoffs, straight up, 1 through 8, and we were not that far off from, contending for the 8th seed, right? Competing for the 8th seed. So, yeah, man, we were playing good, like shockingly, because we weren't expecting that. Considering how much the tickets were then, man, it was how much were our tickets? $22. Yeah, it was cheap. And then a lot of things changed, and fortunately we ended up seeing a very, very good game. Yeah, everything that I needed to see. Yes, including that altercation at the end. It wasn't really it wasn't really a fight, but it was just, you got fans out there just calling out Jamal Murray, and he should have been an all-star for damn sure a long time ago. Even like that next year, he should have been an all-star a long time ago. So, and this year he was an all-star for this, USA versus World thing. And yeah, Jamal Murray always had the all-star potential. I just don't know why he wasn't selected in one of those years. And this is even before Jokic became Jokic. Before the Joker, man. Oh yeah, and Jokic wasn't there. I didn't even pay attention to him that much at then, because he wasn't really like prime Jokic yet. It's so funny? Like, because I'm talking about this topic, the guys that I listen to, they constantly talk about the Lakers and the Nuggets. And the one common denominator is, one guy on the team is making the teammates worse, supposedly worse. For the Lakers, it's LeBron, and for the Nuggets, it's Jokic when he rushed back from the injury. And, both of them were stat padding, this and that, and, his teammates are not producing very much, right? So, you know what I'm saying? So it's just funny, like, especially hearing from Ticket TV, like, how he's always like, always blasting certain guys who are only praising Jokic, this and that. It's just so enjoyable. It's just so hilarious to hear that stuff. So I just thought I'd throw it out there. And now that these two teams are going to face off, I don't know if LeBron's going to play. I hope he doesn't, so he can rest his elbow. But if he plays, he plays. The Joker most likely will play too. So, yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. Hopefully the Lakers win, but the Nuggets have won, a couple games in a row now. Yeah, so So yeah, I mean, but at that time that I watched that Lakers game live, you know, Jamal Murray was already, you know, he was already a well-known scorer, and he was like, you know, one of the best guys from the Nuggets, even before the Joker became the Joker. You know what I'm saying? And it was a good game. I mean, Lakers were down. No, they started the game going up, and then they went down, and then they were down big. Then we were up again toward the end of the game. Yeah, it was close. It was close, and then we ultimately ended up winning by 9. So yeah, I mean, for the most part, it was a very, very enjoyable game. Definitely worth watching. I just thought I'd share this. You know, not to take too long on it, because it's already happened like 8 years ago. And this is that season before LeBron shockingly joined the Lakers. You know, ultimately got rid of guys like Josh. I don't know if Josh Hart was still there. I think Josh Hart was on the team. And then Julius Randle. Yeah, he got rid of a lot of youth. You know, I'm trying to remember who else was there. The only Laker that really stood out to me. You know, the Lakers that really did stand out to me. I think Lonzo was still there at the time, right? If I'm not mistaken. Kuzma was there, right? And Kuzma was not really too good yet. I mean, yes, he won a title. Shout out to him. Out of his ball. Yeah. So I just remember Julius Randle had a pretty good game, right? Who else? And Isaiah Thomas, difference maker, and you know, ultimately we just had a pretty good game, man. So yeah, I just thought I'd touch on this and you tell me what you guys think, man. By the way, this Lakers team was so much that Lakers team was so much more fun to watch than the one with LeBron. Huh? Okay. Peace. Thank you for watching, everyone. Like, share, and subscribe.